We're live with another episode of BS Busters. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. We're joined by one of the usual suspects. Go ahead, sir.
Discussion about nature. Glad to be back after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Um, and I'm glad to have you. It's been a while. Shit's been kind of hectic. Going through some personal things in my family, so that's been fun. Um, so yeah, normal life. Life. To quote Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, "Life finds a way." Yeah, life always will find a way to have some shit suck. You know
It's
what I
true.
mean? No matter what happens, life will find a way for some shit to suck. So with that being said, I'll tell you what I've been playing when I am not at work, because I realized I took the little the little job analysis thing. I'm a workaholic. Was not aware of that. Yeah, I'm a goddamn workaholic. But when I'm not working, I'm playing Steam games. I recently got further in War Tales, which is a open world tactical RPG where you play a band of soldiers, mercenaries, going around just doing side quests. And it's a pseudo open world game where there are each region has an overarching storyline quest, and you can make choices that can result in that overarching storyline resolving in certain ways. But um, normally I'll complete the main tutorial area, and then I'll go to the next area, and I might do that, and then I kind of lose interest and start a new gameplay. But this time I actually did three regions. Sorry, two regions in total, and I'm starting on a third one. And I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying War Tales. I've bought a lot of the DLC for it, so you can tell I've been enjoying it. I also got Raido remastered, the Mystery of the Soulless Army, which is Raido remastered is a spinoff of Shin Megami Tensei. It
Yeah,
wasn't as successful as Persona, but it's more action oriented. But you still can recruit demons to fight for you and all that shit. So, you know, you know.
yeah.
I remember this game coming out on PS2 and people really liking it, but at the time, the price never went down low enough to where I could get it on the PS2. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get this shit on PS2. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what have you been doing?
I'm playing Mario Kart World and also playing Bravely Default Remastered. That's
Oh,
where, uh, yeah.
that's cool, man. That's cool. Let me ask you a question. So now that you have the Switch 2, I mean,
Yeah.
is it the second coming of God?
I wouldn't say that. There's a lot of a lot of nice features.
I was being facetious, man. I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't. I went to a friend's house earlier this week, and I played their Switch, and I was like, Mario Kart World is fine. I mean, I'm Mario Karted out, but it's fine. Um,
I
that Switch that $10 Switch game, that pack-in game that should have been a pack-in game, that's some bullshit. I'm sorry.
yeah,
That is some
yeah, that's
total
absolutely
complete bullshit. What?
right there. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, that is
100%.
some. That is some, look. The name of this podcast is called Bullshit Busters. I'm telling you right now. Hey, that not putting that charging people $10 for what should be a pack-in game. That's some bullshit. The only time that I was like, okay, I can understand you charging for this because the pack-in game is so good was Wii Sports.
Yeah,
Because Wii Sports, you could have Wii Sports was so good that if you got a Wii and it came with Wii Sports and you didn't have any other game for like the first month and a half, 2 months, if you played Wii Sports enough, that could be fun by itself. But that shit, like, this is the first time I've seen a Nintendo console where where a game at launch that should have been a packing game isn't all that fun. I was like, y'all should be. We can tell that the Satoru Iwata, the era of Satoru Iwata is over, my friend.
God,
This is
God,
some because this is some embarrassing ass shit to
that's for
come in
sure.
there with this shit. Like that Switch packing game. You know what that game feels like? What it seems like to me? It's like if you went to a McDonald's, right? And they were like, "We're out of buns." Okay, well, I guess you can't make anything. No, that don't matter. That don't matter, man. We still want your money though. So here's two pieces of white bread
Wow, yeah.
with the burger on it. And slap that shit together. It's like, for real? You just gonna fucking put two pieces of like some shit I can make at home and you just gonna slap the shit together? That's the type of shit that game is. It's like this is embarrassing. And I know some people are gonna get mad. They're gonna be like, "How could you say that? How could you say that about Nintendo? You're a Nintendo fan." It's exactly because I am a fan that I'm not gonna talk about them fucking that up.
Yeah, that is the one thing I will agree with everybody on that. It's yeah, that was a sorry ass excuse.
I mean, shit.
Sorry. Yeah,
I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is some sorry ass shit right here. And look, we've seen past, we've seen past Nintendo systems that had launch titles that were amazing.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, to be fair, some of the best, some of the games that have become fucking standards for Nintendo started as like iconic in Nintendo franchises. Started as functionally speaking, they were proof of concept tech demos. F Zero is a tech demo. Pilot Wings, tech demo.
yeah,
Hell, Super Mario 64 is a tech demo for the N64. It's a good tech demo. It's got a lot of content to it, but it's a fucking tech demo. And it's amazing. And then
yeah,
they come out with this shit, and I'm like, this isn't even. Anyway. So yeah, yeah. Mario Kart World is fun. It's fine. I mean, I know a lot of people like it. It doesn't do anything for me just because, um, you know, like I'm Mario Karted out.
yeah,
You know, I've had enough. I've had enough Mario Kart in my life. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when Mario Kart 8 came out, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I played the shit out of Mario Kart 8. We look, you were there. I played so much goddamn Mario Kart 8 that when it came to the Switch, I was just like, I'm not playing this again.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I actually played the hell out of Mario Kart 8. I mostly played it on the Switch one. I played the hell out of that game on the
Yeah,
Switch.
I played it on the
I had
Wii U.
everything.
Yeah. But I get where you're coming from. Like I played it on the Wii U because I was like, I'm not paying for online, especially when Nintendo's online is so bad. Um, and you know, even now, like I've tried some of the peer to peer GameCube games, and the peer to peer it's using peer to peer servers, but the online infrastructure is shit. So even like I tried to play Soul Calibur 2 with my friend, online multiplayer with his Switch 2. My God, what the fuck, man? It's very difficult. That's all I'm saying. All right, it's very difficult. Okay, I know some people are gonna get mad, but you know it's very difficult. But hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Um, so are there any games you're looking forward to coming to the Switch in the next, few months?
Donkey Kong Metroid.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta say, when I get my Switch too, I'm looking forward to playing Donkey Kong and Metroid. Except the more I see about the Donkey Kong game, the more I'm like, I'm a
You didn't like
little,
it?
I'm get it's when they first showed, I'm like, this looks amazing, and then the more they show, I'm like, this is getting kind of a little, you know, I'm getting a little worried.
Oh, what are you worried about?
I mean, what's making me a little worried is that is just like some of the design choices they're making are making me a little worried.
Too much Mario, not enough Donkey Kong?
I mean, I'm not crazy about the redesign of Donkey Kong. I don't like that they're trying to connect it to Mario Odyssey because I'm one of the people that like I wasn't crazy like Mario Odyssey like had a great um intro. It looked nice, and then the more you played it, the more you were like, there's something off about this game. And then you play it and you realize, oh, well, the thing about Mario Odyssey is it's a one and done game. Like you play Mario Odyssey once and you never want to play that game ever again.
Yeah.
You know, Mario Odyssey is not the type of game that you want to play. You're not go like after you 100% that game, you're never gonna go back to Mario Odyssey.
Hopefully they learn their lessons from that game.
I mean, here's the thing: Nintendo doesn't learn lessons.
Yeah.
They don't believe in you know. Nintendo does what they want to do, and damn the consequences.
Into their own terms, to
Yeah,
their to their advantage and to their detriment.
to their detriment and to their advantage. Like, okay, case in point, right? Um, right? Like Nintendo is the only company right now that's still doing things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Like they're the only people who like, okay, they released a console and you buy a console hoping that there'll be 4 to 5, maybe more years of decent support for it. That's why you get a console. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're the only ones who are doing that. I mean, you can't say you're going to get that same level of support from you can't say you're going to get that same level of support from Sony or Microsoft. All right? like Microsoft right now, Microsoft is more exciting right now as a publisher than as a console manufacturer. And Sony, it's like if you like games that are more movie experiences than an actual game, yeah, Sony's great. Like everyone's like, I love The Last of Us. It's like I was watching a movie. Now, I mean, that's good for you. I don't personally want to play a movie. I like games for gameplay, not for it's like I'm playing a movie. I don't want to fucking play a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But you know, everyone has his or her own his or her own the way they feel about it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just how I feel. But enough about that. So let me see if there's anything else coming out to the Switch 2 that I'm like kind of excited about. Because the thing is, a lot of the games that are coming to the Switch 2 are also coming out to the Switch and other things too.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really care about multiplats because if it's a multiplat, I'm gonna get it on my PC
Exactly.
versus
Yeah.
getting it on the Switch. Because you know the shit's probably gonna run better on my PC anyway. So so here's what else is coming out. Drag X Drive, a wheelchair basketball game that shows off the system's mouse controls, will arrive on August 14th. Eh. And they're getting Madden NFL 26. I'm guessing that's probably going to run like ass unless they optimize it, which they might, considering that the Switch 2 sold gangbusters. Um,
Yeah.
so they're also getting, in August, you're getting Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is including an expansion called Starcross Land. So basically, they're doing the Super Mario 3D World, what they did on the Switch with Super Mario 3D World. They're doing it with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is cool. I'll probably get that because I borrowed that from a friend of mine for the Switch. I never bought it. I was like, I don't want to buy this. And I remember playing. I'm like, I'm not enjoying this too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In July, obviously Donkey Kong Bonanza, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I don't really give a shit about that because I'm not a Super Mario Party fan. Like, I would rather attend a real party with board games than play Super Mario Party. Because then I can at least watch someone get drunk and puke. uh, they're also getting Borderlands 4. Play that shit on PC. At least you can download a trainer and skip all that damn annoying ass grinding you'll have to do in order to get the best shit. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles, Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion. I could say you could get that, but here's the problem with that. Um, the original Daemon X Machina ran like shit on the Switch, and I don't know if the sequel's gonna run any better on the Switch too.
Yeah, I would just get it for PC. It's
Yeah,
probably hopefully it comes out for PC. That's what I'm gonna get out.
I'm very much at this point. I'm very like hedging my bets on a lot of shit coming to the like shit previous installments because even though the Switch 2 has more horsepower, ultimately it also revolves around are you optimizing, and I don't think like a lot of people like a lot of developers would rather just use horsepower than optimize the code for the platform it's on. We're also getting a Kirby Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be the game that I'm like, you know, like Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm ready to jump, but Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Once if they do when they do a direct for that, that's definitely going to be like, okay, I got to get a Switch now.
Yeah.
Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Like I said, I will get that on PC. Hades 2, PC. Hollow Knight Silk Song. We're also getting a Call of Duty on the Switch. So yeah, Activision got their thumb out their ass.
I might get A's on the Switch too if they come out with physical copy.
Because you
I'll
can.
probably play it on PC.
I mean, but is
I'll
it
probably get
physical if they just have a card that like lets you connect to a
the key
server and
card.
download it?
Yeah, if it's a key card, I'm like I'm picking it up, but you know,
You know,
that's another thing I want to talk about. But we'll get
what
that.
the key
We'll get
card
that.
cartridges? Well, apparently, I saw a dude on YouTube. Some of the games that come on key cards, even with the key card, as long as you have the key card, through some mystic alchemy, you can still play the game. I don't know what the fuck that's about. So I don't know. I don't know. But whatever. Like this could be alleviated if Nintendo just like since they're charging more for the games, just fucking release bigger cards. Because look, man, if they have 2 terabyte micro SD cards, you can release a bigger game card for your fucking games. Because at this point, the cartridges, the little Switch and Switch 2 game cards, they're all just fucking mini SD cards with some special memory on there. That's it. So what's the whatever? Um, and of course, on the GameCube side of it, we're getting Super Mario Sunshine, which I mean, I'm personally that's like one of the weaker 3D Mario games for me. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, that's the one that had Ike in it. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, that was fun. Super Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Coliseum, and Chibi Robo. That's been teased. Apparently, that's coming out this year, so I don't know. I hope I want it to be good, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, what were you gonna say about cards? The game
I was gonna
cards?
get that. I was gonna talk about that on top there.
Okay, all right, okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so I guess we can move on to my main topic. To the next topic, which for me has to be said. I'm tired of the. So we all know that this year we've had a ton of turn-based RPGs come out that have sold gangbusters this year. We're halfway through the year, over halfway through the year at this point. And we've had a ton of turn-based games come out. And yet the studio that made turn-based games possible, like that popularized worldwide turn-based RPGs, especially specifically JRPGs, hasn't released their main franchise as turn-based in years. Who am I talking about? Square Enix. The last Final Fantasy was a fucking action game. It was a platinum action hack and slasher. The game
Yeah.
before that was a fucking another action game. Final Fantasy 15, action game. Final Fantasy 13 was pseudo turn based, but if your main character, the character you were controlling, died, you lost the battle, which kind of defeated the purpose of turn based. Like that kind of goes against other turn based games in the same franchise. Like, I mean, I remember playing Final Fantasy 6, and if Terra died, the lead character died, you could still resurrect them with a Phoenix down and keep the like. It wasn't over until every character was defeated. So, I mean, it seems like Square Enix has gone backwards in how they make games. They don't know how to make JRPGs anymore, and their desperate need to reach the casuals has alienated their core fan base to the point where, they don't want to play their games either. I mean, that's basically what it's boiled down to. Like, if Square Enix says, okay, we're making like, I mean, look at what they did the remake of Final Fantasy VII. They turned one of arguably one of their most popular releases a remake of a reimagining of one of their most popular releases into a fucking button masher action RPG. And I know for a fact those games aren't selling the way they want them to.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I can't believe that." It's like I can believe it. I'm not surprised even a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
You know, cause y'all didn't want to, cause y'all didn't want to fucking, y'all didn't want to make good RPGs anymore. Y'all wanted to fucking bend over and show your ass for those filthy ass casuals. And casuals, look, casuals don't care about, look, they don't give a fuck. Okay? They don't care. Casuals ain't buying JRPGs like that, and they don't care about y'all the same way.
Typically.
They don't. Casuals don't care about RPGs like that. Casuals go for whatever the most popular shit is. Right? It's always the next
Yeah,
most popular thing, right? With casuals. Am I
they
correct?
go with what their friend. Yeah, yeah, they go with what their friends are playing, and well, get jazz, and yeah, what's the most popular?
Yeah. If it's not, look, listen. If they can't play with their friends, I want to play with my friends. I don't give a fuck about my friends, really. First of all, look, listen. If my friends want me to play some shit that I'm not into, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I might like dabble in it just to like, you know, just to be like, well, I tried it. But if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna force myself to do something that I'm clearly not enjoying just because my friends are doing it. Like, I don't like Call of Duty. I don't.
Yeah,
I've never liked Call of Duty. All right. Like, I know a lot of people, oh man, I play Call of Duty because I like the online, I like the single player. I don't like any of that shit. Okay? I'm one of those people that I would like see people playing Call of Duty or Battlefield or Medal of Honor back in the day in the 6th gen, and I all thought it was the same shit. I was like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, you're playing the same shit. It's like, no, this is different. No, it's the same shit. Are you running around in is it dark gray, dark green, or dark brown? Is the HUD functionally the same shit across all three games? Then it's the same shit. Is this a game made by a whole bunch of programmers of glorifying the U.S. military doing some shit? Okay, there you go. Yeah, yeah, it's the same shit. There's nothing new here. Rah rah. Remember when we fought the Nazis? No. Rah rah. Remember when we fought in Desert Storm? I mean, yeah, I saw it on TV. None of these people who made these games actually served in the military. Because you ask most real military people, hey man, how do you feel about these games? They're like, don't go to war, don't fight nobody, stay home, get an education, and get a career. They ain't glorifying that shit.
yeah.
America, fuck yeah, bro. Anyway, but suffice it to say, back to the point I was making. Yeah, Square Enix just is out of touch, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They are, what's the word I'm looking for? They're out of touch. Yep.
You know,
They're out of touch. And I mean, there's nothing else I can really say except, it's over for them. They need to go away. Yep. Anyway, um, I guess we're on to the final segment, which is unpopular opinion slash hot take. You said you had an unpopular opinion. Go, sir.
yeah, I find it funny that everybody's bitching about the key cards when we've had this problem for years with physical media and gaming, where you buy a disc and it's just essentially
A
just a
verification key.
license verification key.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when Nintendo did it, it does it. Everybody wants to freak out about this. It's like we we've been doing this for like 10, 11 years already. What, what's going on? Like, why
Longer
weren't you
than
guys
that.
before?
They've been doing it
Yeah,
longer
even
than
longer
that.
than that. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I know, I, you know, everybody likes the physical media and stuff, but shit.
I mean, how can I put this? I'm not against physical media. Okay. Um, and I think that when physical media can be convenient, it's great. But the problem is that um, like okay, Switch key cards are small, which means they're easily losable.
Yeah,
Okay. For me, digital is great. If I can keep my library of shit digitally and have a and have a download of it, I'm happy. Cause I can take that download and transfer it to some other shit, and play my games in perpetuity. As long as there's no DRM. See, the problem with digital is that they haven't figured out how to get DRM down to a point to where it's not obtrusive. Get what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's still very obtrusive. Like if they had a thing where, look, we have digital, and when you download the game, let's say we'll keep DRM on it for the first, like, we'll keep DRM on the shit for the first 2 years. And then after that, like, the DRM is off. So if you have the game, you can download the shit and put the shit wherever the fuck you want to.
yeah, yeah. I just, I just wish people were as upset about this as they are now. Earlier, I mean, maybe something would have happened, but you know, I guess since it's Nintendo and a lot of Nintendo games, at least, I mean, even on the previous Switch, they had key cards.
Yep. I mean, a lot of the
Wow.
third party games, even the Wii U, there were certain games where, yeah, if you had a disc or whatever, but what you were actually getting was just a fucking like what you were actually getting was just a it was streaming, you know. It was just streaming from point A to point B. That's what it was.
Yeah, and oh yeah, people are mad that some of the games were just they were just cloud-based games.
Yeah,
So I was annoying.
you know, and a lot of games that came to the Switch were like that. It's like, oh, you want to play this game? Oh, it's you're downloading a game from the cloud, or it's being downloaded to your system from another place, and people are acting like, oh, this is terrible. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Here, okay, let me put it this way. For me, instead of getting mad about that, I would get more upset about and this is me. I would get more upset about people fucking about DRM. Cause I mean, all this shit is about BRM. It is about DRM. Okay, it's all about DRM. It's all about them controlling how you consume media.
Yeah,
Okay, it's about, oh, we're going to control how you consume your media.
yeah,
And I'm not happy about it. You know, I'm not happy about people telling me, you know, how they consume, like forcing me, telling me how I'm going to consume my media. I don't like that. But I mean, what are you going to do, you know?
yeah. It's anything.
You know, you have a choice. You can either not buy the games, find some way to back up your games yourself, which, I mean, let's keep it real. People have already figured out a way to, how can I put this nicely without being a dick? People have already figured out a way to, what's the word I'm looking for? People have already figured out a way how to hack the Switch too. So, given enough time, someone's going to figure out a way to, you know, back up their hard drive.
Yeah, everybody's looking to put helper on the Switch to do all sorts of shit that they shouldn't have been doing. Um,
You know, and like I'm like, okay, cool, you did it, but why would you like? Why are you telling it? Stop announcing the shit. Okay, like I think,
yeah, like people are all upset that their Switches are getting wrecked, but it was their dumbasses that decided to put a
put the shit
non-Nintendo.
on. Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, that's your. I mean, I get you're upset because Nintendo won't allow you to do anything you want with their hardware, but
Well, the
welcome to modern
shit they just
technology.
released,
Yeah, that's
like the
it.
Switch is what 9 years old. So like at this point, yes, they're still releasing games on the Switch, but the Switch is getting phased out. The Switch 2 is going to be their thing. They're going to be focusing on the next 2 3 years as the Switch, the OG Switch, gets phased out over the next year and a half. Okay, so once the Switch is stopped being sold commercially, I mean, yeah, they might say something, but I mean, look, listen, they're not supporting it commercially anymore. So who gives a shit if you hack it to do whatever the fuck you want? But they just released the Switch like a week ago. Why the fuck are you like? Why are you crowing about hacking some shit that can't like you know what I mean? It's like, come on,
It's
man. That's
yeah,
like a dude just getting married, and as soon as he gets married, I do. Next week he's fucking around on his wife. It's like, dude, can you wait? I mean, at least get the 5 year itch in. Give it a good 5 years before you start. You know,
so everybody's upset that the Switch is too expensive, that the games are too expensive, that
I
this is
mean,
too.
the Switch Two
It's
is
just
what 450.
yeah,
It's 450 plus tax depending on where you live. So let's just say 500. Uh, if you get the bundle, 520, 530. Okay,
yeah.
I mean,
everything's expensive. I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah, I mean, gaming is an expensive hobby, and if you don't want to put money into the hobby, you can look. There's other hobbies you can do that are cheaper than video games. For example, reading. Reading is cheap. You can go to a library and read as much as you fucking want. Um, you know, tabletop wargaming.
Yeah, I don't know. Warhammer is pretty
No,
expensive.
Warhammer is expensive, but you can look, man. You can download free resources. All you need is the dice, and you get a decent set of dice for cheap.
That's true.
And you can tabletop game with your friends. Hell, these days you can get an app for free that has virtual dice, and you can play the games for free. So when people are like, "Oh man, it's expensive," look, man, look, listen. People want to do the latest and greatest, and they don't want to go because that's what we had back in the day. Back in the day, I was lucky if I had, like, I was an only child, so I had a lot of games and a lot of systems. But most people, they were lucky if they had 3 or 4 games for their system. If you had an NES, if you had Mario World, Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt, right? That was a 2 game combo for a lot of people because they didn't get the initial bundle; they got the bundle that came afterwards. So Mario Kart and Mario Land, Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt. Okay, and maybe one other game, like a sports game or a beat 'em up. So it would be like Blades of Thunder or Double Dragon or TMNT, something like that, right? And then they'd have like another platformer, so it'd be one of the Capcom Disney platformers. So it'd be Chippendales, uh, Ducktales, um, something like that, right? And then like maybe that fourth game would be something like out there where their parents went someplace where someone was having a clearance, and they're like, they just grabbed some shit. And that fourth game would normally be a piece of shit that was just terrible. The kids never even played the shit. It was either some shit. It went one of 2 ways. It was either some shit that was so hard that they never got past the first level, or it was some shit that you were too young to know how to play. That was actually a good game, but you just didn't know how to fucking play it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like RC Pro Am or or like an RPG like Dragon Warrior. Some shit where you got to put in the time. Or Battletoads. Some shit where it's like, okay, yeah, this is some hard shit. Okay, now that was it. You know, Gaming has always been expensive. It's always been expensive. And if you want to it's an expensive fucking hobby. It's not the most expensive hobby. Trains are more like, I think train collecting, like people who do model trains, that shit is really expensive. Followed by people who do car simulators, like race car simulations. That's really expensive because the rig is expensive. You need like a high level rig. You need to have, and that's just the computer. Then you got to have the controllers, the haptic feedback steering wheel, and the fucking stick, and the goddamn the brakes and accelerator and all that shit. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. And I know because I used to play those types of games in the 7th gen. I used to play those games on PC. Very expensive. When I see people playing Gran Turismo on PlayStation, like, oh man, this is a racing sim. I'm like, that's not a racing sim. That's just some console approximation bullshit. You want a real racing sim? You need a really good gaming PC and the rig. And the rig, like a decent gaming PC. First of all, the gaming PC itself back in the 7th gen was going to cost you at least $1,500. Adjusted for inflation, like two and a half. Okay, at this point, then you're gonna need the all the controllers and shit. So you're looking at another uh because in the 7th gen everything went to USB, so you didn't have to have specific serial controllers for everything. Everything just plug into a USB in the USB, so it wasn't as bad. you're still looking at like $600, $700 for all that shit, for the good shit. Because if you're going to be playing a racing sim, you want the resistance on the steering wheel where you're on different terrain. You want that type of shit. That's expensive. And yet people complain, oh, well, it's why these people.
Yeah, it's going down.
Why do these people want to make money? How dare these companies want to make money on their products? But either pay it or don't. That's how it is. All right. Anything else you want to add before we wrap things up, sir?
No, I'm good.
All right. That's the end of the cast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe, play your games, etc., etc. This is Mr. Red Fox, on proprietor BS Busters. Next week we will have our first cast of July. It will be literally 2 days before July 4th, Independence Day. I'll be celebrating my Independence Day by grilling early in the morning, and then taking a nap and going to bed, and then going into work the day afterwards. So all I'm going to say is play your games, enjoy your games. If you guys find a good deal on the Switch too, get it, whatever, etc., etc. That's in the cast. Anything you want to pimp out, Kenoshi?
Music channel, Project Open Mic.
All right, that's good.
The song out, Spider. Check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah, this man is very creative. Me, Mr. Red Fox, I'm going to try to get back on schedule of having a regular cast every Wednesday starting next week. I no longer will have to work as much extra time. My money is coming in the 1st of July. My investment money's coming in, so thank God for that. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. If you guys would like to be a part of the cast, panelist, or just a guest on one of these casts, you can reach me at mrredfoxbsbuster at gmail.com or on Blue Sky. That's right, I joined Blue Sky. That's right, because had to have some type of social front. Didn't want to be involved with all that other stuff. And you can reach me at mrredfox86 at Blue Sky Social. Okay, so at mrredfox86. So there you go, folks. We're back in the social media game. Yeah. So peace. Have a good day and good night.